Hi, I'm Jenny with Coco Daisy, and in this video we are unboxing the planner kit, inserts, and notebooks from the February 2026 Inklings collection. Let's check out the Inklings Planner Kit. The planner kit comes in our heavy plastic folder that also has a Velcro enclosure. And the envelopes are great, or folders are great, because they obviously store the kits really well, but they also can be used to wrangle other items or take your kit on the go and keep it nice and safe. So these are really such an added plus, I think, for the kits that come in these. All right, so we have 3 sheets of patterned paper, and each of these sheets is 13 inches by 8.5 inches, and then they're scored in half, and so they come folded, and you can see they include these beautiful patterns. So first up is this one, and then the back side is the beautiful splatters and writing implements, or tools, I suppose we should call them. The next one is this rainbow stripe. Look how beautiful that is. And then we also have the little floral with the green background, the navy stems, and the white flowers. And then lastly, we have this very nice and neutral blush with the vintage text. And what I really like about this one is that, yes, at first glance, it's very neutral and not super decorative, but you could add your own decorations to this, or your sticky notes or whatever, kind of use it like I'll say a dashboard or like a landing spot, and not feel bad that you were covering up any of the beautiful pattern, because that's, kind of what it feels like you should do. And then the back side is the watercolor splashes with the names, which I think is my favorite part, because that just gives it that added little touch. And so those are the 3 patterned papers that are included. And we also have a sheet of PET stickers. I don't know if you have used the Coco Daisy PET stickers, but they are pretty elite, honestly. They are obviously really thin, because PET stickers are very thin, but these are also kiss cut, and you don't always get kiss cut stickers. So what I mean by that is that you can just peel them off. I'm probably peeling the wrong side. It's really probably this side. Yep, that's usually what happens to me. You just peel them right off. But a lot of PET stickers, you have to cut around them and then sort of peel them together, and it can be very difficult to do, actually. I mean, it's not usually, if you know a couple of tricks, but these are kiss cut, so you don't even have to worry about that. Alrighty, so then we have some great stickers. Let's open these up and take a look. They're wonderful for using and setting up your own custom pages and all of that in your planner. So first we have this sheet that has the little ring reinforcers, the tab, the dates, the days of the week, some little icons, and then some labels for some tabs. We also have alphas, dates, and labels. Then we have a super cute sheet of decorative stickers, and also the alphas with the round circle dates, and then also the little circle icons as well. There is a package of die cut stickers, or adhesive backed ephemera. All you have to do is peel the back off of these, and then they go ahead and they stick all on their own. So there are a bunch of really great decorative stickers. And then there's also all of these tabs, which you can see they have room for labeling them. And they're all different patterns, and they're nice and big. So if you like to have a chunky tab to reach for, then these are perfect. And a wide variety of different images included as well. So like some wood stamps, the Traveler's Notebook. We have a Traveler's Notebook layout. Just going to be a lot of fun to play with this one this month. We have the cup with the pens and pencils, the sort of retro vintage camera, the clip, and then also the little pouch with the Traveler's Notebook inside. Okay, now let's take a look at the little adhesive pockets. These are wonderful because you can stick them anywhere. And so like if you use a notebook each month, they're great because you can just stick one that coordinates with it right in your notebook and go ahead and go. So there's a larger one and then there is a smaller one. And they are, as you can see, just little pockets, and you can add your little items right in there. So for example, I can put my stickers in there, and yeah, they're just wonderful and so easy to use for sure. We also have an ink swatch card. So the front of that card is decorative, and then the back there is room for testing your pen, maybe finding different colors that coordinate with the collection, and then also different stamping inks and things like that. But obviously you could swatch any kind of ink on here. It doesn't have to be stamping ink or, you know, a specific pen. It could be anything you'd like. We have a sticky notepad, which is so cute. This little bottle has kind of a light yellow, kind of like a watercolor looking background. And then the bottom is the sticky part. So it's just a really, really fun design this month. Okay, we also have a really great notepad as well. So the notepad has 3 different designs on it. So there's this first one that is broken into 3 sections, and it says morning, afternoon, and evening, and the top is white. The middle is sort of that light aqua, light blue, and then the bottom is sort of a pale pink, and they all have different grids on them as well. The next one is the daily schedule. You can see over here it has the times, the checklist, and the memo, and then also things that need doing. And what I like about this sheet a whole lot is that if you check, it says the date, and then it also says done, and it has due later and the things. So it's just really, really functional, but then also super cute too. I could use like 500 sheets of this. But you know what, honestly, I kind of felt the same way when I was talking about the daily schedule and this one too. So, I mean, maybe I just need a notepad of each of these myself, right? Okay, and then we have a mild lighter brush pen, and this is a really fun bright yellow color. I'm gonna pull that over here so that you can take a look at that. And this one is lemon yellow. So just a nice, cheerful yellow. And so this side is the brush marker. And then if you turn it over, it also has a fine point. A definitely cheerful and fun addition to this collection. All right, and then this month there is also this very, very cute little acrylic ink bottle clip, and you can see it says write, and it's yellow and orange at the bottom. It looks like there is ink in the bottle. It's double-sided, and then there's also, make sure you pull off the little film that is on the top, and such a cute little clip. And then obviously, little clip. It's a great one. And then last but not least, we have our washi tape. It is so cute. It has a bunch of different ink bottles on it. Lots of different colors and shapes, and it coordinates so well with the whole collection. So this is the Inklings Planner Kit, and you can subscribe to the kit all by itself, or you can subscribe to it with one of our notebooks or planner inserts, and you can see photos and projects and digital renderings of the kit on our website. Next up is the planner inserts and our notebooks. And we have notebooks, we have planner inserts in A5 and personal size, and then we have our classic vertical inserts. They are all different in their designs and their layouts and sizes too. Our notebooks, we have 5 different of one style, and then we also have our simple daisy notebook, and so really 6 notebooks altogether. So let's go ahead and take a look at the insides of all of these. I'm going to start with the classic vertical inserts. Okay, so these are 7x9, and that fits perfectly with our daisy planner. or it is a corresponding size to a classic happy planner, a standard Erin Condren, that type of thing. The cover is a heavy cardstock weight, so cute. And then you flip it over and there is 2 little notes types pages, but you could use them for scrapbooking or journaling or all kinds of different things. And the paper is absolutely beautiful. It's a nice bright white. It is so lovely, and it's definitely fountain pen friendly as well. Now, when you flip it over, you get your dated monthly view, and this is the only portion of the inserts that are dated. The rest of it is undated. Then we get right into our weekly view. So you can see, as I said, there are no dates. You do have a sidebar, and then you have all through the week with a Monday start. And there are enough of these for you to have one for each week of the month. So even if they fall weirdly or whatever, the days of the week, you still will not run out of pages. Then at the back of those pages, those vertical pages, we have a notes page with a little checklist down here. And then we get into our striped pages. The striped pages in the classic vertical inserts are a little bit different than they are in our notebooks and our planner inserts. These are, as you can see, they're sort of a 2-part. They are, first of all, they are perforated, so you can easily fold them and easily tear them apart. You can fold them and still have them in your planner, like have them punched right here and have this folded over, and the discs or the rings will not get in the way. You can see here we have the beautiful, very popular striped part, and then this side we have a checklist. Then on the back side, when you turn it over, on the back of the checklist, you have a dot grid section. And then on the right side, which is the back of the stripes, you have this checklist. So you can use these in so many different ways. I personally use these as a grocery list. I'm a person who just still really likes to write out a grocery list in a meal plan. And so I write my dinners for the week and then the items I need to bring. I pull this apart, and then I take this side with me to the grocery store, leaving this part in my planner. So just like the weekly views in the vertical section, there are enough of these for the entire month. It's the same beautiful bright white paper, and it's just so lovely. And then all of the paper products, the inserts, the notebooks, all of those things, they are printed at a printer that is somewhat local to Cocoa Daisy headquarters, using recycled papers and recycled inks. Okay, so next we have our planner inserts. These come in both A5 or personal sized, and you can receive them punched like mine are, or you can receive them unpunched. So if you have a different ring configuration, or you want to punch it for discs, or you have a different system, I don't know what that would be, but absolutely you very well may, you could receive them unpunched and do that yourself. I'm going to go ahead and flip through in the A5 because it's a little bit easier to see since it's slightly larger, but the personal size is exactly the same as the A5. Now there's something exciting this month, a little change to these, so I can't wait to show you. The cover is the heavy cardstock weight, just like in the classic vertical. It does have a tab, whereas the classic vertical did not. And then you open it up and you have this smaller sort of month at a glance dated calendar with the rainbow pencils, so cute. And we get right into our striped weekly pages. The back side of these is just a faint dot grid, plenty of room for notes, memory keeping, however you would like to use that. And just like in the classic vertical, there are enough pages for the entire month. So no matter how the days fall, you won't run out. Then after those are finished, we do have a nice blank notes page. This is a grid though, instead of the dot grid over here. And we get right into our weekly view. We have horizontal, and Monday through Friday have their own section, and then Saturday and Sunday are stacked over here. And just like those stripe pages, there is enough of these for an entire month. But in between the weeks, we do have a notes page. So I just love this because if you have things you want to jot down, or you had a meeting and you want to take notes, you have room right here in between the weekly pages. Now at the end of the weekly, we have the blank notes page, and then we also have this other notes page that has the checklist. And then we flip right into our monthly calendar view. And then again, the monthly calendar views are the only ones that are dated in the inserts. The rest are all undated, so you can use them how you like. And this is where the change is in our inserts. So exciting. So we still have this year at a glance section, but then we have a blank note page right here as well. And we get into our dailies. Now our dailies were designed to use both of these pages for one day. So basically one day on two pages, if you will. So you have this blank notes page over here with room for the date or the day of the week, however you prefer to use it. Lots of decoration around the edges. And then over here we have many little checklists. So we have these sort of half with little space for headers at the top, and then a full list right here. And then again, another little partial, just not the entire width is what I mean when I say partial or half. And then a little faux sticky note as well. So cute. Just really, really help you break down your days and be as functional or get as much done as you need to, or make notes, things like that. Lots of different uses for these. There are enough of these for every day of the month. And the design is the same throughout the month. So then you get to the end of the dailies, and there we go. So there's the last of these. And again, remember, there's enough for the whole month. And then the back is this just nice blank page. So again, decorate it, journal on it, whatever, but now you have a nice blank. And look, a little spiral notebook thing at the top, super cute. So remember, you can get these in A5 or personal size, and then you can also get them punched or unpunched, whichever you prefer. All right, so next is our notebooks. Our notebooks are fantastic. There are 5 different in the same interior design. So first we have the A5, we have the standard traveler's notebook size, we have a B6, we have a Daisy Weeks, which it's the same size or coordinating size to the Hobonichi Weeks. And then we also have the mini. So you can see that lots of different options depending on which size works best for you or what needs you have. And then we also have our simple Daisy notebook. This notebook can be an add-on for our scrapbooking kit, or you can get it with our planner kit, or you can subscribe to it on its own. So it's a little bit more unique in that it has a different interior. So all of these can also be subscribed to on their own or with the planner kit. I'm going to go ahead and flip through this one using the A5 just so you can get a better look at it, but the inside are all the same on all of the notebooks. So it has the heavy craft cover, which is nice. It keeps it very protected if you take it on the go, or if your notebook just gets a lot of use. The paper is just like the other inserts. It's beautiful, and these notebooks are also created locally to Cocoa Daisy headquarters using recycled inks and papers. So we get straight into it. We have a lined note page, and then we have our striped weekly view. And just like the other page planners, there are enough of these for all month long. You won't run out. And each of these note pages has a different design. Then we get right into our dated monthly view. So this is a newer feature to our notebooks, and it's just absolutely wonderful. And for those of you who like to have all of the, a whole glance, a month at a glance. However, this is the only dated section. So if you are not looking for a dated notebook, if you want to use this same notebook many times over, doesn't matter because this is the only dated part. Then we get straight into the pages, and there are enough pages for the month, and it is just such a wonderful configuration because there's a little bit of art and then there is a nice faint grid, but it's not overwhelming and you can fill the pages however you like. These are definitely great for planning, but they're also absolutely wonderful for journaling and scrapbooking and also for collaging. Honestly, collaging has really become such a joy for me, and I like using the notebooks for that because you can coordinate the other supplies from your kits and then other products as well. Now, if you want to get details about the notebooks or the inserts or anything like that, or if you want to see projects using them or a closer look, you can take a look at the photos, digital renderings, projects that are on our website. And then at the end, we do have these notes pages, only this one says notes up in the corner. And then you flip into the back that has this beautiful decorative back page. Fill your days with color, and then here it says making your daily schedule colorfully yours. So this is one of our notebooks. This was the A5 size, but remember you can get them in all of these other sizes and you can get the exact dimensions and all of those things on our website. And then our Simple Daisy notebook. The Simple Daisy, like I said, is a little bit more unique, and let's check out why. It is the standard traveler's notebook size, but it has patterned papers also included. This would make a wonderful journal, absolutely, every month, because you can decorate, but you don't feel as much pressure to fill it up because there are patterns, but you can also, write on top of the patterns or add little bits and pieces to help you do that as well. So the pages have a variety of different plain papers, grid, dot grid, plain, then you have a ruled page. So just lots of different options here, but many, many beautiful patterns as well. And I think I already said this, but it is also a standard size traveler's notebook. So you can use it for lots of different purposes. There's plenty of room here. And then when we get to the end, we have the decorative back cover and of course the craft cover. So go ahead and subscribe on our website or check out any of these inserts or notebooks over there.